and just disgust and disgrace the room. I mean, it's disgusting and disgraceful what he's done. He should be embarrassed. I hope he is embarrassed, but it's not acceptable. I don't know why he's done it.
I want to come out and apologise because I feel, you know, it's appropriate to make that apology to the people who came to the press conference and the viewing audiences. I sincerely apologise, and I'll try and improve.
John Fury is, again, a showman. John Fury, he's got people talking, because when he was up there, he said what he had to say to get his attention, to get everybody's attention, and then he didn't need to do any more because that's what everybody's talking about. I think Carl is a straight.
Carl Froch completely shuts down John Fury's apology, rejecting it outright and humiliating him live after the $100,000 fine. He doesn't hold back for a second. Froch makes it crystal clear that the apology changes nothing.
Well, actually, that sends you straight to jail usually. Should be getting arrested, should be getting done for assault. I don't know what's happening, but it's all being swept under the carpet and nobody's calling it out. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to call it out. John Fury is a disgrace. What he's doing is bringing boxing into disrepute.
Calling the behavior unacceptable and way over the line. He even goes as far as suggesting actions like that deserve legal consequences, not forgiveness, labeling it dangerous and disgraceful conduct.
It's okay. Shouting on top of his voice, blood, guts and tears, this is what I do. I do this every day. This is what I live for. Blood and guts, this is what I live for. What are you talking about? I mean, you got banged up, didn't you, for gouging somebody's eye out years ago. You've not been in any trouble since then, which is good. Be peaceful, be nice, be kind. And then you go and lower the standards and let yourself and your family down.
Froch doubles down with intensity, firing back at the entire situation and condemning the aggressive attitude on display. He questions the constant talk of violence and reminds everyone that this isn't the first time reputations have been damaged like this. His frustration is obvious. For him, boxing should stand on discipline and respect, not chaos and controversy.
People, just want to make a quick apology for my inappropriate language yesterday. You know, it's unacceptable. I accept that. You know, but emotions run high, we get involved, and it is the fight game. It was pandemonium. You know, but let me sincerely apologise for my outburst of language. You know, I wasn't alone doing it, but I want to come out and apologise because I feel, you know, it's appropriate to make that apology to the people.
In his view, moments like this don't just hurt individuals, they drag the entire sport down. Meanwhile, John Fury steps forward with a public apology, admitting his words and actions crossed the line during the heated press conference. He blames the situation on emotions and the intensity of the fight game, but still takes responsibility for the backlash. Despite trying to calm things by addressing fans directly, the damage has already been done.
And if he does it again and he's over, he's going to get fined again. And I don't know if it's by the pound, by the ounce, what he's getting fined for, but that's
Not everyone is willing to move on. Johnny Nelson highlights just how serious repeated misconduct can be, warning that future incidents could lead to even heavier penalties. He stresses that in modern boxing, discipline isn't optional anymore. Every mistake comes with consequences.
Actually, so there will be an appeal taking place. So that fine could be reduced or it could be increased. It goes in front of a completely independent appeals.
His tone reflects frustration, especially when these situations seem completely avoidable. Robert Smith confirms that physical contact actually took place, pushing the incident beyond words into something far more serious. He explains that the governing body had to step in and handle the matter formally, showing this wasn't just typical press conference drama. It was a genuine rule violation that required disciplinary action. Some voices take a different angle. Analysts and commentators point out that, while chaotic, this kind of drama often fuels boxing's popularity. Even sarcastic takes highlight how moments like this turn into viral entertainment, sometimes overshadowing the sport itself.
King of the world? I think he's referring to Tyson Fury. You know, when you have kids, you know, most people, when they want to talk about their children, they might pull their mobile phone out and show a few pictures. Big John just shows his balls. That's where they came from. If there's anyone who needs a Manscaped advert, it's fucking...
McKenzie suggests that controversy and spectacle have always been part of boxing's identity. In his view, when big names collide, drama is inevitable, and it ultimately feeds the hype machine that keeps fans engaged worldwide.
You know, they're great at self-promoting, aren't they? And, you know, listen, you've heard it all before. You've seen it all before. When Tyson Fury fights, the whole circus comes to town and everybody just jumps on board and says the first thing that comes into their head. So It is what it is. Like I said, I don't think Froch should be disappointed with that one bit. You're not, certainly. You know, so is it good for the sport? They're promoting the fight. Simple as that.
But not everyone agrees. Frank Warren strongly condemns the incident, calling it disgraceful and damaging to boxing's image. He makes it clear that no promoter wants to see events spiral into public disorder. While the sport thrives on intensity and rivalry, he insists there's a line, and this situation crossed it. At this point, the divide is clear. Is this just boxing hype taken too far? Or has it crossed into something that hurts the sport?
And everybody wants to show some respect to each other, and see what the fight where it
Drop
should
your
happen.
opinion below. Johnny Nelson breaks the situation down as pure emotion taking control, explaining that John Fury tends to get carried away when tensions rise. He believes that once the moment cools down, reality and accountability start to hit. But in this case, Nelson suggests it's no longer just passion, it's becoming a pattern, and that puts serious pressure on Fury to control himself moving forward.
Now on John to behave himself. He's distracted a lot of attention and talk, and I'm quite sure someone will have a word with him out, the authorities will have a word with him out there, because that's not the front.
Eddie Hall reacts with clear frustration, completely dismissing what he sees as fake toughness in boxing circles. He questions whether all the talk actually translates into real fighting ability, pushing the idea that words should match actions. His tone is aggressive and raw, showing genuine anger at the constant drama. Hall even points to past controversies, arguing this isn't a one-time issue. It's repeated chaos that's gone too far.
Plain and simple. I mean, geez, look, we've all seen the tantrums he's had. You know, headbutting walls and headbutting people and smashing Perspex glass and holding his bowls and saying he's the king of the world and King Kong bowls and whatever else. And I was just fed up of it, you know, genuinely.
Tyson Fury takes a protective stance, making it clear he won't allow his family to be dragged into unnecessary fights or publicity stunts. He criticizes those who use drama and older figures to build attention, suggesting some reputations are driven more by controversy than real achievement. His response mixes humor with frustration, but the message is firm. There are limits, and he's drawing the line.
I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it.
Eddie Hearn offers a more balanced, business-focused perspective. He admits the behavior crossed the line and became too personal, but also highlights an uncomfortable truth. Controversy drives attention. Even negative moments can boost interest and build hype around fights.
John is just so confident in himself. He would gas inside of 2 rounds. 2 rounds, but if he even made it 2 rounds with Carl Froch, he would gas probably in the first round. He's 60 years old. I'm not saying he couldn't hobble about for 4 rounds or something, but he would be gassed inside of 2. Because the way that John...
His take reflects the reality of boxing as both sport and business, where drama often fuels visibility despite criticism. From a technical standpoint, analysts give a harsh but realistic breakdown. They argue that if things ever turned physical, age and conditioning would play a decisive role. Stamina would likely drop quickly in a real exchange, especially against someone like Carl Froch.
If Carl did do it, I think Carl would smash him. But I just don't think he will do it. Because he's got that memory, he's got that something about him, that he's at an age where he's still physically fit enough and strong enough if he commits himself.
No matter the confidence, endurance becomes a major limitation at that stage. Johnny Nelson adds a more cautious view, suggesting that while one side might dominate physically, the fight itself is unlikely to ever happen. He points to mindset, risk, and age as key barriers. It's not just about ability. It's about whether someone is willing to commit fully to that level of danger.
To fight. He's used to getting money for knocking guys out. I'm sure if they put enough knocks in front of Carl Froch, in front of Carl Froch, then he might rise to it. But he ain't going to rise to it if there's no money on the table, if there's no end goal. If you want to punch up, you can go out in the street and have that any day of the week.
Duke McKenzie strips the situation down to pure logic. He explains that fighters like Carl Froch don't move based on ego alone. There has to be real purpose and financial reward. Without that, there's no reason to engage. His view separates emotional street-level talk from professional boxing, where decisions are calculated, not reactive.
He's a genuine, like, world champion level fighter, and he's actually bigger than you'd think, right, when you meet him. He's a lot younger than John, and his peak was outrageously good, right? And he's kept himself in shape. And even now, I remember having a chat with Eddie Hearn, like, about, like, you know, what fighter you've met is, like, the toughest fighter. And he said to me, like, if I'm ever in a bit of bother, the man I want standing next to me at a pub or whatever is Carl.
At the same time, analysts continue to highlight Froch's reputation. Even beyond his prime, he's still seen as a naturally tough, elite-level figure with real presence. Inside boxing circles, he's viewed as someone you trust in high-pressure situations, a fighter whose mentality still carries weight.
John Fury's a big bully, and big bullies need putting into place. And if I'm the man that has to do it, I will do it. I don't want to beat an old man up. I don't want to start on a 60-year-old man. But when I look back, when I beat George Groves up in front of 80,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, rendering him unconscious, he was 11 years younger than me. I'm only 10 years younger than Big John Fury. I know he doesn't look well, does he? He looks a bit older. I don't want to give him any stick, but he's 10 years older than me, 60-year-old man. I'm pressing on for 50. So, is it a fit?
Froch himself reinforces that image. He responds with sharp confidence, dismissing challengers and attention seekers, while doubling down on his belief in dominance inside the ring. For him, it's simple. Real fighters prove themselves through action, not noise. And he makes it clear he's not interested in giving opportunities to people he doesn't respect. Now everything comes down to one thing. Is this real boxing rivalry, or just chaos being mistaken for competition? Drop your thoughts below.
Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, I've done the right thing? And that's the question that needs to be asked.
Just quickly, I feel like the frustration on their end, I suppose, isn't the fact that he took the offer, but more so the dealings around it.
There's some offers of offers, but...
And if it's life-changing and it can't be...
Carl Froch maintains an aggressive and dismissive tone, clearly frustrated with how modern boxing narratives are being driven more by hype than actual merit. He positions himself as a proven name in the sport, rejecting the idea that just anyone can call him out for attention or publicity.
Not really, it's thuggish behaviour. John Fury's, is boorish, thuggish, unedifying, unpalatable, uncouth, vulgar behaviour. Absolutely. But what do you expect from John Fury? John Fury's been in prison for gouging someone's eyes out. What did you expect him to do? Convert into a Samaritan? Is it a nice look? No. Was it a nice look over the years in boxing about so many things? This ridiculous sentimentalising of society and expecting everyone to behave in their best version of...
Tony Bellew offers a more grounded and reflective perspective, shifting the focus toward accountability and self-awareness. He explains that, in the end, fighters must answer for their own actions and decide whether they acted correctly or crossed the line.
He's very, very, very passionate around his sons when they're fighting, and it gets something out of him. I spoke to him, right, literally face to face, and I said, well, what is upset? He said, I don't want people calling me out because I'll take any man on. Yeah. You know the comments. Yeah. My guy. Yeah.
His tone is calm but firm, emphasizing that while public opinion will always be divided, personal responsibility is what truly matters. His message pulls away from the drama and highlights internal judgment over external noise, reinforcing that integrity and discipline define a fighter's character. Simon Jordan delivers a brutally honest assessment, completely condemning John Fury's behavior as chaotic and unacceptable.
Watch who wins that one.
Difficult one to call, that. Really? You got to go with the Cobra. You got to go with the Cobra, mate. Really? The Cobra's dangerous. He's still in shape. 48 years of age.
John's standing over there behind you.
You got to go with John Fury. Yeah, no, it kicked off a little bit. But it wasn't only Carl Froch that he went into either, did he? He actually went into Lennox Lewis as well. He started steaming into Lennox Lewis a little bit, and I go, whoa, who wins that one?
He doesn't hold back, repeatedly describing it as vulgar and damaging to boxing's image. At the same time, he argues that people shouldn't be surprised, suggesting this behavior is consistent with Fury's past rather than something new. Jordan challenges the expectation of perfect conduct in boxing, acknowledging the sport has always had rough edges, but still makes it clear that this level of public behavior crosses the line, especially in high-profile environments where professionalism is expected. Gareth A. Davies takes a more observational approach, focusing on the emotional intensity surrounding John Fury during fight week. He explains that Fury is deeply passionate when it comes to his family, and that emotion can quickly take over in heated situations. According to Davies, this intensity makes him unpredictable, especially in high-pressure public settings. He highlights how quickly confrontation builds in boxing, where egos and reputations constantly clash. While not fully condemning the behavior, he acknowledges the tension it creates, painting a picture of a volatile environment where emotion often overrides logic. Spencer Oliver breaks things down in a more conversational, opinion-driven way, even comparing hypothetical matchups involving John Fury and figures like Carl Froch. He acknowledges the entertainment value behind all the chaos, but also points out how unpredictable and heated these discussions have become. According to Oliver, Fury's repeated involvement in confrontations adds to the sense of ongoing controversy, making every moment feel like part of a bigger storyline. His tone mixes amusement with disbelief at how far things have escalated, especially when legendary names get dragged into the debate. Overall, this situation between John Fury and Carl Froch shows just how quickly boxing drama can spiral, from press conference chaos into full-blown public controversy. What begins as heated words, ego clashes, and emotional reactions can quickly turn into fines, apologies, and divided opinions across the boxing world. Some see it as part of the promotion machine that builds hype. Others believe it crosses serious boundaries and damages the sport's image. Froch stands firm on discipline and respect, while Fury's camp finds itself caught between raw emotion and public backlash. Now the real question is simple. Does this kind of drama build hype? Or is it slowly hurting boxing? Drop your opinion below. Are you backing Carl Froch's stance? Or do you think John Fury is being misunderstood?